Today is Fed Day. Ahead of this afternoon's FOMC announcement, there is some downside bias to futures prices. Now, the FOMC is expected to raise rates by 25 basis points. And looking at U.S. indices, in the previous session, they did close higher as the Dow Industrials, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all reached record highs. The equity averages were boosted by shares in the tech, hardware, and equipment sector, as well as semiconductors and semiconductor equipment, as well as energy. The economic data front, the NFIB Small Business Optimism Index increased to 98.4 in November from 94.9 in the previous month. At the same time, the import price index was released, and that fell 0.3% month over month in November from an improvement of 0.4% in the previous month. That is from a deficit of $64.5 billion in the previous month. As for your advancers and decliners, 68% of S&P 500 constituents traded higher yesterday. And in the after-hours market, Johnson & Johnson said it has terminated talks on buying Swiss drug company Actelion Pharmaceuticals. The company says Johnson & Johnson was not able to reach an agreement that it believed would create adequate value for its shareholders. And Goldman Sachs may appoint Harvey Schwartz and David Solomon to succeed President Gary Cohn. Cohn will join the Trump administration, according to reports by the Wall Street Journal. Martin Chavez will become CFO. And moving on to Valeant Pharmaceuticals International, the company is in the spotlight. Now, Pershing Square said it has reduced its holding in the company to 7.8% from 9%. It is quiet on the earnings calendar today with no major earnings expected. As for economic data, it is fairly heavy on the calendar. We get November retail sales and PPI at 8:30, and at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time, November industrial production and capacity utilization will be released. As for October business inventories, they will be coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And in the afternoon, the Fed rate decision and Fed summary of economic projections is awaited. Taking a look at overseas markets, Asian markets are consolidating today. The Nikkei was flat alongside the Hang Seng, and South Korea's Kospi did manage to nearly gain 0.05%. European indices are trading lower today. As for the U.S. equity indices for the S&P 500, the bias does remain bullish for the S&P 500. Trading center analysts prefer long positions above 22.59 with targets at 22.76 and 22.83 in extension. As for the NASDAQ, on an intraday basis, the bullish bias stands above 49.15. And for the Dow Industrials, on an intraday basis, the upside prevails.